from the comfort of their homes, offices. I want to welcome all of you dear chat. I want the chat to be the 15th day of August 2025. And to thank you for enjoying your time. For the that we are starting a little late. But in spite of that, we try and function. In a few weeks since the last time we met. And it's really the last time we met. And today, a lot of things have happened. Just take the key highlights as we normally do, and then give the floor to Frank and William, who would continue with the proceedings. We continue to push different areas, particularly of infrastructure. Of course, the other part of infrastructure is social. But let me start with how we had towards the end of last year, the project equipment, which speaks to about 200 primary health care center rehabilitation within 3 to 4 months. That has been on. We are able to commission quite a lot of them. Then we chose to commission one pilot development. And at the last count, I think we have covered 5 developments. But in terms of numbers, 120 out of the 200 have been completed. In the process of the rehabilitations, we found that some of the health centers, primary health centers, do not have accommodation for staff. And we have had to expand the scope such that at least one primary health center per ward would have accommodation. And this is the 200 that we are doing, so that they can operate on a 24-hour basis. We have seen some of the primary health centers go over and beyond to render health services to our people. The other time in Bende, the day before we came to commission, the health center, a lady gave birth to a set of twins, and they were being well taken care of. So the good idea is to ensure that most of the health needs of our people are going to be addressed in the primary health centers. And it's only when matters become complicated that reference will be done to the general hospitals and of course the sharing hospitals. We also fixing all the general hospitals, and 22 of them at the moment. The Otti General Hospital is nearing completion and will be commissioned before the end of this month, all thanks to April. The Omunato General Hospital is being upgraded to a specialist hospital. The architectural, structural, engineering, mechanical, all the designs have now been completed. And we are at the stage of awarding that hospital for construction. The cottage hospital in Abians has also been completed, and it is now ready for commissioning, and we believe that that will happen any moment from now. The one in Amacha is also receiving attention, save for Obuanamba, Opan, Ohafia, and Aritu. And I believe that very soon, before the end of this quarter, we'll have many of them ready for commission. We rolled out the health insurance scheme. The information available to me as at yesterday, we now have 101,000 people who have enrolled the health insurance scheme. And the idea is to have everyone within the health insurance scheme, so who are not meant to pay out of pocket anybody require healthcare services. On education, we continue to work to upgrade the education in the state, both at the primary, secondary, and tertiary level. 20 smart schools are being built as we speak. Some of them are existing schools that we are converting to smart schools. I understand one has already been completed in Wire, and a few others are going to be completed very soon. 61 other schools at the moment are different levels of completion. If you recall, we had identified 51 secondary schools, and that meant 3 secondary schools per local government, and another 170 primary schools, making it a total of 221 primary and secondary schools that are receiving attention in the first phase of our rehabilitation of schools. You are from Abians or you live in Abians. So all you need to do is to get to your school. And I joke with some of my friends and I ask them, when last were you in your primary school? And you find that a lot of them have not been there. They go back to the primary school and see the state. So what we meant was that virtually all the schools were in different stages of dilapidation. And we took a principled stand that we must fix all of them. It doesn't really matter what it takes, because that is the future of our children. And we must pay attention to it. You're also aware that from the beginning of this year, we made education free and compulsory. And that gave rise to massive enrollments, which also meant that the facility that were already stretched were further stretched. So as we get into some places, we find that the existing structures were not fit to be rehabilitated. And if you move around, you will find that a lot of the schools we had to pull down existing structures to erect new ones. We found that in terms of integrity, in terms of cost, it was much more efficient to do that. And then you can be sure of what you get. It's also sometimes better to just start afresh and start trying to panel beat and already dilapidated structure. So that's what we're doing in many of the schools. Of course, we also came under pressure in terms of the facilitators, the lecturers, or the teachers. I'm glad to report, and I'm sure you are aware, that we have onboarded 5,394 teachers as we speak. We've posted them to different schools. We also got reports that some people were posted to areas where they could not operate efficiently, and I gave instructions that people should be posted where they could deliver their best. I've always been a firm believer that somebody should not consider posting as a punitive measure. So if somebody lives in Opa and you're posting to Arachu, you may have to relocate. And if it's difficult for you to relocate, then you may not operate well. So we like to post people to where they can give all their maximum output. So the ASUBEC, the Ministry of Education, and others involved have sat down to review those postings. So if there's any prospective teacher that we have hired, I believe they've all been onboarded in the payroll with us at this month. So if you're posting, if not satisfactory, please come back to us. So that we want to post you in your comfort zone, and we want to get the best from you. Moving to the tertiary institutions, I'm very glad with the improvements happening at the Bunyan Polytechnic in Aba. The report I got was that we were beneficiaries of 2 billion naira TED Fund Special High Impact Fund. Understand that there are 18 state polytechnics countrywide that benefited from that largesse, and we are one of them, Bunyan Polytechnic. The only one in the southeast out of the 18. So I use this opportunity to congratulate the director and his team for working very hard to earn us such a pride of place. We continue to develop the Osisioma campus, building and completing lecture theaters, hostels, laboratories, and other structures. And the whole idea is that they should start operating from there from the next academic session. The present campus in Aba is also receiving attention. Virtually all the buildings that are renovated. The lecture theater is going to be completed very soon, the new one that we're building. And a lot of good things are happening. The enrollment has also increased, quite unlike what it used to be before, where every year you see enrollment going down. So we believe that maybe in another year or two, we will double the number in terms of enrollment. And I'm happy to also report that we have also introduced contemporary courses in the Polytechnic. The Polytechnic is able to offer artificial intelligence today, robotics, and science and technology courses that are relevant to today's world. Then on Abians State College of Education Technical and Aberdeen. A few years ago, they lost accreditation, and we're working very hard to ensure that the accreditation is reinstated. So massive work is going on there. We are fancying the College of Education. We're also fixing internal routes, providing electricity, renovating lecture theaters and hostels, and getting it ready to compete and to be able to train our teachers. Hopefully, we'll be where we want to be by the next academic session. We can compete. Abians State University continues to receive attention. The hostels are being retrofitted, new faculties of agriculture and law, construction must have begun by now because all the approvals were secured about 2 weeks ago. The contractors have been mobilized, and I believe that they would go to start the agreement from them if they are not gone. The Abians State University Teaching Hospital in Aba, we have moved to the next stage of facility upgrade. The first thing we did was firefighting to ensure that we got accreditation back, which was done. This next phase is to prepare to be future ready to train medical doctors, and I believe that by the next academic session, we will see things change. On healthcare, we have given approval to hire 771 healthcare professionals. We opened a portal, and I understand that close to 2,000 applications were received. About 1,200 of the applicants were shortlisted, and further screening will continue. We get all the people that we require. I believe this week the Civil Service Commission had also called for application from consultants, those who work on a part-time and on a full-time basis. The whole idea is that as we are getting our hospitals back to work, we also don't want to be caught unawares if we didn't provide for the number of workers that we require to operationalize those hospitals. In terms of works, a lot of roads are also receiving attention, like you can testify to. Most of them by direct level. I think about 50 of them are being addressed today by direct level, and about 30 contract, and they are all moving smoothly. Yes, some of them have been slowed down a little bit by the rain, but like somebody said yesterday, we defy the rain in Abians. So whatever that needs to be done, when the rains are falling, we do it. And of course, when you have to asphalt, you have to ensure that the rains have given way. And some of the challenges we had with funding had been dealt with, given the passage of the supplementary budget last week by the State House of Assembly. And of course, in the Greater Aba Development Authority, those who live in Aba will attest to the fact that a lot of routes, adjoining routes to the major routes are being dealt with today. The same thing for Omuahia and Alhafia, the Greater Alhafia Development Authority. In the area of electricity, we are just about to close out those who follow the rule. Remember that about 2 weeks ago, less than 2 weeks ago, the chairman of Enugu Electricity Distribution Company, Enugu Disto, visited us for us to finalize on our transaction of buying out Omuahia and the adjoining local governments, which include Omuahia North South, Iguano, Benedict, Alhafia, Arochukwu, Sugwada, and Nuch. So we intend to isolate them as an island, just like Aba, and take charge so that we can deal with everything about electricity here. That is going very well, and I believe that in a few weeks we will close whatever gap that we have, and then we can move to consummating the transaction. We have also set up the, which you of course know, the ASERA, the State Electricity Regulation Agency, and of course the Advisory Council was also set up, so we are good to go. The Light Up Abians project remains in force. All the roads we're building, we ensure that we have solar power to power and light up the roads. Even those that we have been built before now, also work very hard to ensure that this is well, it's for a whole lot of reasons. One of them is security. It's more difficult for people to operate in a well-lit environment than in dark environments. The second one is that we are working very hard to ensure that the night economy works. Yeah. We are trying to explain this time and time again to say that the more people are awake, the more business they do, and the more money they make. Anytime you go to bed, by say 8 p.m., the money goes to bed. And it's only when you wake up that it wakes up with you. But any money that you put under your bed, instead of having it work, that money is useless to the economy until it wakes up. We have also fixed, and that's the first phase of the electricity project in Abia State University that was handled by the Ministry of Power and Public Utilities. And we are now moving to the next stage of setting up a top line that will generate no less than 15 megawatts of power that would support, that would be an independent power project that would support the university and the environs. The I's and T's are being dotted and crossed. Hopefully we'll roll that out very soon so that they will be independent of public power supply. On our urban renewal projects, we continue to ensure that our place begins to look the way it should look. The roads, trees are being planted, and we are doing it quite big. But we are asking for the support of Abian people, not only in planting trees around their houses, but in also ensuring that the ones that we are planting are not tampered with in any way. If anything, that we will support to ensure that these trees survive. We also beautify the towns, we bought shelters and lay-bys, and of course the bus terminals that we are constructing should be ready any moment from now. And there's one, there are two in Aba, and I think one in Afia in the first instance. And of course, the electric vehicles that we have ordered, I think 20 of them should be ready for delivery any moment from now, and another 20 will be ready before the end of the year, and then we'll continue counting and counting. In terms of youth empowerment, we have chosen a different path because, like I've always maintained, our people culturally do not depend on handouts. That is our culture. There is the new culture of handouts, but that is not our culture. It is important. And that our people believe in being taught how to fish than giving them fish. So we continue to invest in our young people. The talent hunt exercise that started from the Ministry of Youth and Sports is one of those. The leadership training, leadership academy that just started a day or two ago, where 1,000 of our young people are going through leadership training in Umuahia here, fully paid by government, training being undertaken by the best leadership experts in the country. And the exercise having been conducted in a very transparent manner. We believe that not too long from now we will see people occupying positions based on the kind of training they receive. And of course, we have the Tech Rise program. We also have the fashion program in Ababi undertaken by the Centric and MasterCard, supported by the government. And then, of course, the cooperative societies in different wards who benefited from billion naira interest-free facility that we gave last year. And this year, we have approved 2 billion naira to also be extended to a larger number of people. So for us, that is what it is. People want to be empowered so that their trade can move, rather the culture palliatives and handouts. I guess that's where I want to leave it and open the floor for questions and answers.